Good morning, students. Welcome to today's online class. And today's concept is very important. Nothing but expression for torque acting on rectangular coil placed in uniform magnetic field is there. So any current carrying coil is placed in uniform magnetic field. On that current carrying coil, some torque is acting is there. We know when torque is acting on a body, it can produce some rotational motion is there. So that is about a very important concept, nothing but expression for a torque acting on rectangular coil placed in uniform magnetic field is there. So for this purpose, assume it is one uniform magnetic field. Here all lines of force are parallel and separated by equidistance. Then we can say it is one uniform magnetic field. At every point, the strength of magnetic field is same and direction of magnetic field is also same. Such kind of magnetic field is called as uniform magnetic field. At every point, assume the strength of magnetic field is B is there. So assume it is one uniform magnetic field. Inside this uniform magnetic field, one rectangular coil is placed. So PQRS is a rectangular coil. This P Q R S is there. So PQRS is a rectangular coil where length of the coil is L. Length is L and breadth is B. Through this rectangular coil, I current is passing. So this I current is circulating through every turn along this direction. Now this coil is called as a current carrying rectangular coil placed in uniform magnetic field. But observe here, the planes PQ and RS. The planes PQ and RS are perpendicular to field. That means L length of the conductor placed perpendicular to field on the current carrying conductor, some magnetic force, maximum force is acting. So force acting on the planes PQ and RS is maximum is there. Because these two planes are perpendicular to magnetic field. If the current carrying conductor placed perpendicular to field on that current carrying conductor, maximum force is acting is there. So force acting on PQ plane is acting along this direction F. And force acting on RS plane where direction of current is opposite, and direction of force is also opposite. L length of the conductor placed perpendicular to field means maximum force. We know BAL sin 90, BAL is there. So force acting on the plane RS is BAL and force acting on the plane PQ is also BAL. Next, also assume the planes QR and PS are parallel to field directions. If the plane of the conductor lies parallel to field direction on the current carrying portion, no force is acting is there. So force acting on QR is 0 and force acting on PS is also 0 is there. But force acting on PQ plane is BAL and force acting on RS plane is also BAL is there. So totally force acting on the planes PQ and RS, because these planes are perpendicular to field direction, maximum force is acting is there. That force value is nothing but BIL. Assume it is equation 1. So on PQ plane, BAL force is acting. On RS plane, again BAL force is acting. A pair of equal and opposite forces acting on a body, it can produce some torque is there. So now calculate what is the expression for torque acting on this rectangular coil. A torque definition means we know a pair of equal and opposite forces acting on a body can constitute scapular torque. This torque is nothing but product of force into perpendicular distance. So force acting on along these planes is nothing but BAL. But it is one force. the perpendicular distance between these two forces is nothing but it is one force, it is another force. Perpendicular distance between these two forces is nothing but the breadth of the coil. So totally, it is one force, it is another force. The perpendicular distance between these two forces is nothing but breadth of the coil. We know di into length into breadth is nothing but area is there. So it is about expression for torque acting on rectangular loop is there. But we have to find what is the expression for torque acting on rectangular coil. A coil means it having so many number of turns. Number of turns is increased. To rotate the coil, more torque is required. So for n turns or for coil, so expression for torque acting on the coil having n number of turns, n into BIA, or expression for torque acting on the rectangular coil, tau is equal to BIAN. So that is about any current carrying coil is placed inside the magnetic field, and that current carrying coil some torque is acting. We know when torque is acting on a body, the torque tries to rotate the coil in clockwise or anti-clockwise directions. So that is about expression for a torque acting on rectangular coil placed in uniform magnetic fields. So finally, expression for torque acting on rectangular coil placed in uniform magnetic field is nothing but tau is equal to BIAN. Next, based on this torque, some cases there. For example, assume again it is uniform magnetic field. Inside this uniform magnetic field, this rectangular coil is placed. Rectangular coil is named as PQRS. Upper plane is nothing but QR. Assume if QR plane, this QR plane, previously QR plane is parallel to field direction. Now in present condition QR plane is along this direction. If QR plane, it is normal of the coil. So if this direction is nothing but normal of the coil. If plane of the coil QR makes an angle theta with field direction. So if plane of the coil QR makes an angle theta with field direction, then normal of the plane QR makes 90 minus theta. So here angle is 90 minus theta. So by knowing angle, now we have to find what is torque acting along the plane of the coil. So expression for torque acting along the plane of the coil, or torque acting along the plane of the coil, tau is equal to resolution of vector. If any vector makes an angle theta, magnitude resolved in two components, cos component and sin component. But along the plane, a torque acting on the coil means BIAN cos theta. It is along the plane, torque acting along this direction. Next, expression for a torque acting along normal to the plane of the coil, or along normal of the coil. So torque acting along the plane is BIN cos theta. But what is torque acting along normal of the plane of the coil, or normal to the plane of the coil? But along normal direction, the angle is nothing but 90 minus theta. So torque is equal to BIN cos 90 minus theta. We know cos 90 minus theta means sin theta. So tau is equal to BIAN sin theta. So that is about some important cases of that. Torque acting along the plane of the coil is BIN cos theta. Along normal of the coil is BIN sin theta. Or simplify this equation. So along normal of the coil, P IAN sin theta, IAN, product of current into areas plus dipole moment. Dipole moment of the loop is nothing but IA, current into area. But dipole moment of the coil means IAN. So B into IAN is nothing but dipole moment sin theta. So expression for torque acting along normal of the coil MB sin theta. We know AB sin theta means A bar cross B bar. MB sin theta means M bar cross B bar. So in vector form, torque over is to M bar cross B. So that is about expression for torque acting on rectangular coil. When QR plane is parallel to field direction, if QR plane is makes an angle theta with the field direction, so along the plane of the coil is BAN cos theta, and normal to the plane of the coil, torque is nothing but BAN sin theta, nothing but M bar cross B bar. So that is about expression for torque acting on rectangular coil placed in uniform magnetic field. And next continuation, very important concept. A moving coil galvanometer. It is a moving coil type galvanometer. Generally, everybody knows galvanometer is a device used to measure a very small current. So that is about a moving coil galvanometer. It is a moving coil type galvanometer. Every time coil is moving, coil is deflecting, coil is rotating. And it is also called as a MCG, moving coil galvanometer. Now, what is the principle of moving coil galvanometers? Just to conclude it, any current carrying coil is placed in uniform magnetic field. On that current carrying coil, some torque is acting. So that is the principle of moving coil galvanometer. A previous question conclusion is here, principle is here. That principle is working as here, principle is here. So that is about the principle of moving coil galvanometer. Any current carrying coil is placed in uniform magnetic field. On that current carrying coil, some torque is acting. So that is about principle of moving coil galvanometer. Then what about construction and working of moving coil galvanometer? So for this purpose, a moving coil galvanometer consisting of two horse-shaped magnetic poles, two strong horseshoe magnetic poles. The first pole is nothing but north pole and second pole is nothing but south pole. The shape of the poles is not plane shape. The shape of the poles is nothing but concave shape. So that's why this magnetic poles is called as a horseshoe magnetic pole system. N is north pole, S is south pole. So it consisting of two horseshoe strong magnetic poles and separated by small distance. Here distance is small. Between the poles, uniform magnetic field is produced. If distance is much more, uniform magnetic field is non-uniform. So that is about two strong magnetic poles. Between these two strong magnetic poles, one coil is suspended, rectangular coil is suspended. This rectangular coil is named as PQRS. The length of the coil is L and breadth of the coil is P. So between these two strong magnetic poles, one rectangular coil is suspended between these two strong magnetic poles from this torsion head. It is called as a torsion head. So what is meant by torsion head? Torsion head means it is one type of rigid support, but variable. Every time we can arrange, we can adjust the position of the coils. So that is called as a torsion head, variable rigid support. So from this rigid support, we are suspending this rectangular coil between these two strong magnetic poles with the help of one phosphor branch wires. So this wire is called as phosphor branch wire. Why we are taking phosphor branch wire? Because phosphor branch wire having more elastic natures. Here every time coil makes rotatory motion. After making so many number of rotations, this wire may be breaks. If you take ordinary wire after completion of 100 rotations or 200 rotations, the wire may be breaks. But here we are taking one phosphor branch wire, it having more elastic nature. If elastic nature is more, even after completion of so many number of rotations, this wire does not break system. So it has more elastic nature. So from this torsion head, this rectangular wire is suspended between these two strong magnet poles with the help of this phosphor branch wire. And to this phosphor branch wire, one concave mirror is attached. Here M is called as one concave mirror. With the help of this concave mirror, we can measure deflection of the coils. So that is the importance of this concave mirror. This concave mirror is attached to the phosphor branch wire to measure deflection of the coils. Next, the lower end of the coil is connected to one phosphor branch spring is there. This spring is also prepared by phosphor branch. Because phosphor branch wire having more elastic nature. Every time coil is deflecting, coil is rotating, this phosphor branch spring again move back the coil in backward direction. Bring back the coil in backward direction. So that is about lower end of the coil is connected to phosphor branch spring is there. Upper end is connected to phosphor branch wire from torsion head. Lower end is connected to phosphor branch spring is there. Next, inside the coil, one soft iron cylinder is placed. So it is called as one soft iron cylinder. One soft iron cylinder is placed inside the coil. So between magnets, between strong magnets, iron is placed. On iron, more force is acting. If force is maximum, torque is also maximum. If torque is maximum, deflection of the coil is also maximum. So that is about construction of this moving coil galvanometer. And once again observe simply, it consisting of two strong horseshoe magnet poles. Between these two strong magnet poles, one rectangular coil is suspended. PQRS is a rectangular coil suspended between these two poles from torsion head by using this phosphor branch wires. And concave mirror is attached to phosphor branch wire to measure deflection of the coil. And lower end of the coil is connected to phosphor branch spring. This spring deflects the coil in backward direction. Torque rotates the coil in forward direction. This spring move back the coil in backward direction. So that is the use of this phosphor branch springs. And inside the coil, one soft iron cylinder is placed to produce maximum force on the coil, to produce maximum torque acting on the coil, and automatically if torque is maximum, deflection of the coil is also maximum. So that is about construction of this moving coil galvanometer. And from this torsion head connected to positive polarity of the battery, and phosphor branch wire is connected to negative polarity of the batteries. Because with the help of a galvanometer, we can measure strength of current. That current is passing through these terminals. If strength of the current is more, torque is more, deflection is more. If strength of current is less, deflection of the coil is less. So finally, deflection of the coil related to strength of current. So that is about construction of this moving coil galvanometer. Next, what about working of moving coil galvanometer? Initially, no current is passing. When no current is passing through the coil, no force is acting, no deflection of the coils. Now some current is passing through these terminals. I current is passing through these terminals. Current always passing from positive polarity. The current is passing through this phosphor branch wire, and the current is circulating through this rectangular coil. When current is passing the rectangular coil, we know every time upper plane QR is parallel to field direction. The planes P, Q and R is always perpendicular to field direction. If the planes P, Q and R are perpendicular to field direction, along these planes maximum force is acting. So force acting on this plane is BAL force, and force acting on this plane is also BAL force. When no current is passing, no deflection, no force. When current is passing through this coil, now this coil is called as current carrying rectangular coil placed in uniform magnetic field. The planes QR and PS is always parallel to field direction, no force. The planes P, Q and R is always perpendicular to field direction, maximum force is there. So expression for maximum force acting on these planes is nothing but F is equal to BIL. One force is acting in outward direction, other force is acting in inward direction. A pair of equal and opposite force acting on a body, it can constitute scapular torque. Now calculate expression for torque. Expression for torque, tau is equal to, torque means product of force into perpendicular distance. So force means maximum force BAL, and perpendicular distance means it is one force, it is another force. Perpendicular distance between these two forces is nothing but breadth of the coil. We know length into breadth is nothing but area. So that is equal to BA. It is expression for torque acting on rectangular loop is there. For expression for torque acting on rectangular coil, coil having n number of turns is there. Loop means number of turns is 1. Coil means n number of turns is more, torque is also more. More torque is required to rotate, deflect the coil. For torque, tau is equal to BIN. This torque is also called as deflecting torque. This torque deflects the coil in one direction. So expression for deflecting torque is nothing but BAN. When coil is deflected by an angle theta, after deflection again this fast spark branch spring move the coil in backward direction. So to move the coil in backward direction, in opposite direction, some opposite torque is required. That torque restores the coil, move back the coil in original position. So that torque is called as restoring torque. Restoring torque. To rotate the coil for 1 degree rotation, C couple is required. When rotate the coil theta, to rotate the coil in backward direction by an angle theta, for 1 degree, C couple is required. For theta degrees, C theta is required. So restoring torque tau R is equal to C into theta. This C is called as couple per unit twist. Amount of couple is required to rotate the coil 1 degree rotation, where C is called as couple per unit twist. For 1 degree rotation, theta couple is required. For theta degree rotation, C theta is required. So that is about two kinds of torques we are observing. Deflecting torque, rotate the coil in anti-clockwise direction. Restoring coil, rotate the coil in clockwise direction. But both torques equal and opposite. So equating equations 1 and 2. Equation 1 is related to deflecting torque, BIAN. Equation 2 related to restoring torque, C theta. But with the help of moving coil galvanometer, we can measure strength of current. So expression for strength of current. Finally, BIAN is equal to C theta. With the help of galvanometer, we can measure strength of current is there. So strength of current I is equal to C theta by BAN, or current I is equal to C by BAN into theta. Here C is constant, B is constant, A is constant, N is constant. So it is nothing but constant. K, where K is called as galvanometer constant. So I is equal to K theta, where K is called as galvanometer constant, C by VAN. Here K is constant. Here K is constant means strength of current is always directly proportional to deflection of the coil. So in case of moving coil galvanometer, the strength of current is mainly depends on deflection of the coil. Deflection of the coil is more, strength of current is more. Deflection of the coil is less, strength of the current is less. We know in case of a laboratory, we are using ammeters. More current is passing, deflection of the needle is more. Less current is passing, deflection of the needle is less. So more current is passing, more deflection. Less current is passing, less deflection. That is about conclusion of this moving coil galvanometer. A current passing through the coil is always directly proportional to deflection of the coil. So that is about construction principle and working of moving coil galvanometer. Based on this moving coil galvanometer, two important definitions are there. Two important definitions are there. The first kind of important definition is current sensitivity. So what about current sensitivity? The symbol of current sensitivity means IS. Assume IS means current sensitivity is there. But what is meant by current sensitivity? So current sensitivity can be defined as a deflection per unit current. So deflection per unit current is called current sensitivity. So current sensitivity IS is equal to a deflection per unit current. Just to derive a current I is equal to C by VAN into theta. So from moving coil galvanometer, I is equal to C by VAN and theta. But I have to find theta by I. Theta by I is equal to VAN by C. So VAN by C. So that is about current sensitivity. Deflection per unit current is called as current sensitivity. A deflection per unit current. Deflection depends on number of divisions. So units of current sensitivity means division per ampere. A number of divisions is more, deflection is more. Number of divisions is less, deflection is less. So that is about first definition is current sensitivity, deflection per unit current. So current sensitivity mainly depends on directly proportional strength of magnetic field, directly proportional area, directly proportional number of turns, but inversely proportional to couple per unit resistance. So that is about first definition means current sensitivity. Units is nothing but division per ampere. Next, second definition is voltage sensitivity. Now what about voltage sensitivity? The symbol of voltage sensitivity means Vs is there. Voltage sensitivity is there. But what is meant by voltage sensitivity? Voltage means potential difference. According to Ohm's law, potential difference V is IR is there. But what about voltage sensitivity? Current sensitivity means deflection per unit current. So similarly, voltage sensitivity means deflection per unit voltage. So deflection per unit voltage is called voltage sensitivity. So voltage sensitivity Vs is equal to a deflection per unit voltage. So theta by V or theta by V means according to Ohm's law V is IR. So voltage sensitivity Vs is equal to theta by I into 1 by R. Theta by I means current sensitivity. So voltage sensitivity is equal to theta by means current sensitivity Is by R. Or we know current sensitivity formula BAN by C. So BAN by C into R. So finally expression for voltage sensitivity BAN by C into R. Our voltage sensitivity current sensitivity relation. Our voltage sensitivity is equal to current sensitivity by resistance. Or resistance R is equal to Is by Vs. So that is about two types of definitions. Units of current sensitivity means division per ampere. Or units of voltage sensitivity means division per volts. Theta by V. Theta means divisions per volts. So that is about units of current sensitivity and voltage sensitivity. So that is about torque acting on rectangular coil, moving coil and definitions of it. So thank you, Vanada.